What's up, my first class Falcons? We are in section 8.4, solve problems using angle relationships. We are going to name a pair of adjacent angles in this figure. So which of these is a pair of adjacent angles? So adjacent angles are two angles that are right next to each other that do not overlap. Let's look at A, NOQ. So you want to kind of use your finger or your pen or pencil to figure out where NOQ is. All right, so that's NOQ. I trace it from N to O to Q. Now let's trace it from P to O to R. And that overlaps. Those two are not adjacent. Now let's look at POQ and QOR. POQ is here, and then QOR. Ooh, those are adjacent. Those are two angles that are right next to each other. So right now we're going to say B, but let's double check the rest of our answers just in case. All right, so I did POQ in pink and POR in blue. They overlap. They're not right next to each other. They're kind of part of each other, so that does not work. All right, now I have NOP in blue, QOR in red. Again, we want two angles that are right next to each other. They share a vertex or they share a corner, but they're not right next to each other. All right, so we're going to choose B. Good job. All right, so we have two vertical angles here, and we want to know the value of X. So what do we know about vertical angles? We know that they are the same, so we can set up an equation that looks like this. Right? Again, the vertical angles are equal to each other. So we have X divided by 6 equals 40. Now, we need to remember how to solve equations. So what is the opposite of dividing by 6? Multiplying by 6. All right, these cancel. And then X equals 240. Are we right? Yes, we are. Well done. All right, so find the value of X using the measures of the two given adjacent, so that means they're next to each other, supplementary angles. The figure is not drawn to scale. So we have two angles whose sum is 180. So how can we write that as an equation? All right, just like that. 3x plus 54 equals 180. Add them up and you get 180, the measure of a straight line. Now, how do we solve this? We're going back. We're going to subtract 54 on both sides. Right, this cancels. Bring down 3x equals 126. All right, now we're going to divide both sides by 3. Again, the opposite of 3 times x is dividing by 3. So this cancels, and we get 42. All right, so this one is a little bit tricky. In the diagram, so let's look at the diagram because if it's me, I can't do anything without actually seeing it. Okay, so we have the measure of angle 1 right here equals 125 minus y. The measure of angle 2 equals 24. And then the measure of angle 3 is x plus 46. Solve for x and y, and then find the measure of the angles. Okay, so let's do the easy part first. Let's look at angle 1. What does this little symbol mean? Oh, that was easy. And the measure of angle 1 just equals 90. And now, but it's also telling us that the measure of angle 1 is 125 minus y. So let's do some math. All right, so again, we're on angle 1. We have 125 minus y equals 90. Let's subtract 125 from both sides. This cancels. Be careful. You need to bring down the minus y. All right, and then we have to get a negative number here, negative 35. Now remember, this negative in front of the y is like saying negative 1. So we're actually going to divide both sides by negative 1. This cancels. Now you have positive y and positive 35. All right, so I filled that in for y. Now we need to figure out what x equals. All right, so now we're talking about angles 2 and 3. Angle 2 equals 24 degrees, and angle 3 is x plus 46 degrees. And we know, because angle 1 equals 90 degrees, that these two also equal 90 degrees. All right, so here's our equation. We're going to combine 24 and 46. So now we have 70 plus x equals 90. Let's subtract 70 on each side. This cancels, and then x equals 20. Now, we still need to figure out what angle 3 is. So we are actually going to plug in 20, right back into here. Okay? All right, so now we have the measure of angle 3 equals 20 plus 46. I plugged in the 20 that we got right into x, and we get 66. Fantastic. All right, and we actually kind of talked about this already. To find the measure of angle 1, note that 1 and 2 are complementary angles. That's not true. 1 and 2 are not complementary. 1 and 2 are supplementary. Nope, they do not form a straight line. Angle 1 is a right angle. Yes. So the measure of angle 1 equals 90. To solve y, find the equation. All right, we already did this. 125 minus y equals 90 for y, and then y, what do we got 35. Oh, we got more. All right, so to find the measure of angle 3, what did we say? Angle 2 and 3 are supplementary? No, supplementary means 180 degrees, that they're a straight line. That 2 and 3 are complementary angles? Yes, they equaled 90 degrees. And solve the equation. 24, good, plus measure of angle 3 equals 90. And then the measure of angle 3 equaled 66. All right, so they did it just a little bit differently than I did, because I just made it into one equation. They said, hey, the measure of angle 3 equals 66. So now let's plug this in. X plus 46 equals 66. Okay, and then they solved that and got 20 for x. And we're done. This is it. Again, if you have any questions, please, please, please ask me, and make sure you are checking the notes that I gave you. Okay, everyone, I'll talk to you later. Bye.